ऑर्थो phosphoric acid. H3PO3, it is known as ortho, yeah, simply we can say phosphoric acid is also ortho phosphorus acid. H3PO2, hypo phosphorus acid. Now, what is the basicity here? We can expect 3. Here also 3. Here also 3, because 3 hydrogens are present in each molecule. But actually, this is the basicity 2. This will be the basicity 2, and this will be the basicity 1. And equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by 3. This will be molecular weight by 2, and this will be molecular weight by 1. Now you may have one doubt. So here 3 hydrogens are there, so you are writing the basicity 3, but here 3 hydrogens are there, still you are writing 2. Here 3 hydrogens are there, still you are writing 1. Why we are writing the basicity 2 for orthophosphorus and basicity 1 for hypophosphorus? This is only depending upon the structure of the oxy acid. Structure of the oxy acid. Let's suppose I am writing the structure of oxy acid. Now in all these oxy acids, the central atom is phosphorus. Central atom is what? Phosphorus. Do you know phosphorus has valence electrons 5? Because phosphorus has valency shell 3s2 3p3. So total how many electrons in the valency shell? 5. So phosphorus can able to form 5 covalent bonds. Now out of which one oxygen will be formed double bond and remaining 3 covalent bonds. Okay. Now how many hydrogens are there here? Left 3, and how many oxygens are left here? 3. So each oxygen, each hydrogen will combine to give one OH group. So there are 3 OH bonds. Are you getting my point? Now come to second acid structure. Now how many hydrogens are there here? 3. How many oxygens will be left over? Only 2, because already one oxygen will be forming double bond. So remaining 2 hydrogens will combine with 2 OH. So there will be how many OH groups? Only 2. And leftover hydrogen is directly connected to phosphorus. Directly connected to phosphorus. Okay. Now third structure. Now here out of 2 oxygen, one oxygen will form double bond and one oxygen will be left, which is combined with one hydrogen, so that it have only one OH. The remaining 2 hydrogens are directly connected. Just now I told you the hydrogen which is connected to more electronegative, the hydrogen which is connected to more electronegative atom is referred as acidic in nature. So now tell me how many hydrogens are directly connected to oxygen? 3. So this is the tribasic acid. Now 2 hydrogens are directly connected with one oxygen. So these 2 hydrogens are acidic in nature. That's why the basicity is equal to what? 2. Here basicity equal to what? 1. Now the hydrogen which is directly connected to phosphorus is not a acidic hydrogen. It is reducing hydrogen. This hydrogen is known as what? Reducing hydrogen. And these 2 hydrogens are referred as a what? Acidic hydrogens. Okay. These 2 hydrogens are referred as a reducing hydrogens, and these hydrogen referred as a acidic hydrogen. Are you getting my point? This is a very important question. Most of the students will confuse while writing the N factor or basicity of a phosphoric acid, phosphorus acid, or hypophosphorus acid. Okay. This is very important. Now here one more important question is there. Orthoboric acid, or simply we can say boric acid. This is H3BO3. H3BO3. Now, what is the N factor of this orthoboric acid? What is the N factor of this orthoboric acid? Now, I am writing one more structure regarding boric acid. Shall I write BOH taken thrice? Now tell me, what is the basicity of this acid? Most of the students, what they write, basicity is equal to 3. Because there are 3 OH groups are present. Just now आपने अभी बताया सर, ऑक्सी एसिड में बेसिसिटी जितना नंबर ऑफ OH ग्रुप्स रहता है उतना बेसिसिटी का बरस का नहीं है, मगर ये ऑर्थोबोरिक एसिड स्पेशल केस है, ये ऑर्थोबोरिक एसिड स्पेशल केस है, इसका बेसिसिटी 3 नहीं है। ओके, इसका बेसिसिटी 1, इसका बेसिसिटी कितना है 1। हाउ टू एक्सप्लेन द बेसिसिटी ऑफ ऑर्थोबोरिक एसिड इज 1। ओके, how to explain the basicity of orthoboric acid is 1. Now here this is the structure of orthoboric acid. Okay, do you know boron is sp2 hybridized? Boron is sp2 hybridized because in boron valency shell boron 1s2 2s2 2p1. Okay, in excited state what happens? 2s1 2p x1 2p y1, whereas 2pz is empty, so one s orbital and 2 p orbitals only intermixing. Yes or no? Now what about the pz orbital? It is khali, empty. Now in boron, if you see 3 covalent bonds are there, each covalent bond has 2 electrons, so total it has 6 electrons. 6 electrons means it is electron deficient. Electron deficient. That is less than octet electron configuration, electron deficient. In organic chemistry or in chemical bonding, we know electron deficient species is referred as a Lewis acid. Electron pair acceptor. It can accept electron pair in order to complete its octet configuration. Yes or no? That's why boric acid, what happens? It accept the lone pair of electron from water. Lone pair of electron from water to accommodate in its vacant orbital. So now the boron completely fulfill its octet configuration. Yes or no? Let's suppose this oxygen donating its lone pair to boron. So boron gets partially negative charge and oxygen is positively charged. Okay. Now to neutralize the charge, positive charge on oxygen atom, what happens? Any one of the hydrogen pull its sigma electron towards more electronegative oxygen. Okay. So you will get BOH taken 4 whole negative. This is called borate ion and H plus ion, and it gives H plus ion. Now tell me, boric acid in water, what happens? It accepts the OH minus ions from water and give the H plus ions into the solution. That means it is giving how many H plus ions? 1. So only 1 H plus ion it is giving. That's why the basicity of the boric acid is 1. Okay. One more important thing. Boric acid is not protonic acid. Protonic acid means the acid which gives the proton. The acid which gives the proton is called protonic acid. It is a Lewis acid. It is monobasic Lewis acid. Basicity 1. Monobasic means basicity 1. Dibasic means basicity 2. Tribasic means basicity 3. Tetrabasic means basicity 4. Okay, this is a very important question. Once again I am telling, orthoboric acid or boric acid formula H3BO3. According to the formula, what we expect the basicity 3. This is incorrect answer. Actual basicity of the boric acid is 1. Why the boric acid N factor is 1? Because in boric acid the center atom boron is electron deficient. It has less than 8 electrons in its valency shell, so it may have tendency to accept the electron from water molecule. By accepting the electron from the water molecule and giving the H plus ion into the water, so that's why H plus ion is 1. So boric acid will give only 1 H plus ion. So it is not a protonic acid. Of course, if it is a protonic acid, then the basicity will be 3. It is not a protonic acid. It is a Lewis acid. That too monobasic Lewis acid. It is a very important question in the competitive examination. Okay. Once again, what is the basicity of a boric acid? 3 or 1? 3 or 1? 1, because it is a monobasic Lewis acid. Okay. Now we know how to calculate the N factor or basicity of a given acid. Okay. After that, next one, bases. How to calculate the equivalent weight or n factor of a given base? For bases, how to find the equivalent weight? Molecular weight divided by n factor. This n factor is now referred as acidity. Referred as what? Acidity. What is the meaning of acidity? Acidity of a base. Remember, basicity of a acid, acidity of a base. The definition, it is the number of H plus ions accepted, it is the number of H plus ions accepted by one molecule of a base from acid. How many number of H plus ions are accepting a base from one molecule of a acid? Otherwise, it is the number of OH minus ions given by one molecule of a base in water. In water, if you see one molecule of a base, how many OH minus ions are produced by the one molecule of a base in water is also referred as an acidity. That means it is giving how many OH minus ions to the acid. It is giving how many number of OH minus ions to the acid is called acidity. Let's suppose I have base corresponding n factor is called acidity. Now equivalent weight is equal to what? Molecular weight upon acidity, that is n factor. Okay. Now sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide. How many OH minus ions are present? 1. Here also 1. Here 2. Here 2. Here 3. That means if you take the one molecule of NaOH, when it is ionized, it gives how many OH minus ions? Only 1. If you take the KOH, it will give only one OH minus ion. Let's suppose calcium hydroxide is there, it will give how many OH minus ions? 2. Let's suppose magnesium hydroxide is there. Let's suppose barium hydroxide is there. In each case, there will be 2 OH minus ions per molecule. Okay. Let's suppose aluminum hydroxide. In this case, 3 OH minus ions. So this is the acidity. So equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by 1, molecular weight by 1, molecular weight by 2, molecular weight by 2, molecular weight by 3. Okay. Now NaOH molecular weight is 40, so equivalent weight is also 40. Are you getting my point? Potassium atom mass 39, oxygen 16 plus 1 17. Are you getting my point? So you will get 56. Okay. Like that, we can calculate the molar mass and divide it by the acidity, that is the n factor, so that we can calculate the equivalent masses. So this is the n factor corresponding to the bases. Remember, acid or base, n factor is not fixed. Once again I am telling you, acid base n factor is not fixed. Okay, it depends on the reaction in which it involves. This is very important. Acid base n factor is not always fixed. Let's suppose sulfuric acid is there. It reacts with sodium hydroxide. My question is, find the equivalent weight of sulfuric acid in the following reactions. What is my question here? Find the equivalent weight of sulfuric acid in the following reaction. First reaction given to you, H2SO4 plus NaOH gives rise to NaHSO4 plus H2O. First question. Okay, question number 1. Question number 2, H2SO4 plus NaOH gives Na2SO4 plus H2O. Are you getting my point? Sulfuric acid. First of all, we have to find the N factor. Once we know the N factor, we can find the equivalent mass. Are you getting my point? Now, in the first case, what happens? Sulfuric acid react with NaOH to give sodium, hydrogen sulfate and H2O. Generally, what we expect, the basicity is 2, so N factor is 2, but it is not the 2, it is the 1. Because in this reaction from here to here, if you observe how many number of replaceable H plus ions, how many number of replaceable H plus ions are there? Only one. It may give 2 H plus ions, but here only one OH minus ion is available. So one OH minus ion will combine with only one H plus ion to give one molecule of water. Are you getting my point? That means acid has 2 H plus ions ionizable, but it is giving only one H plus ion. That's why here N factor is 1. So what is the equivalent weight? Molecular weight upon N factor is 1. So molecular weight 98 divided by N factor 1, again you will get 98. But in the second problem, if you see, H2SO4 plus 2NaOH will give Na2SO4 plus 2H2O. From here to here, from acid to salt, if you observe, there are completely 2 hydrogens are replaceable. So that's why number of replaceable H plus ions will be here too. No more hydrogen will be present in this salt. In this salt, one hydrogen is present, okay? But in this salt, no more hydrogen will be present. That means complete neutralization occurs. That means this acid will produce 2H plus ions. This base will produce 2OH minus ions, and both will combine to give 2 moles of water. Are you getting my point? That means this acid furnishing how many H plus ions? 2. That's why here N factor is 2. But in this situation, this acid gives only 1 H plus and HSO4 minus. This 1 H plus will combine with 1 OH minus to give water, and this sodium cation bisulfate anion will form the sodium bisulfate salt. Are you getting my point? In this situation, what is the equivalent weight of sulfuric acid? Molecular weight by 2. Molecular weight is 98 by 2, so 49. Are you getting my point? The N factor of acid, N factor of a base, it is not always fixed. It may be variable depending upon the reaction condition. अगर आपको क्वेश्चन में कुछ भी नहीं दिया, ओनली सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड का इक्विवेलेंट, अगर मैं क्वेश्चन में सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड इक्विवेलेंट वेट पूछा, बस फाइंड sulfuric acid equivalent weight, then what will be the answer? It may be 98 when the N factor is taken as a 1. If N factor is taken as a 2, it may be 49. Okay? Now, sir, what is the correct answer? क्या हमें 98 आंसर लिखना या 49 का आंसर लिखना? Generally, remember, if reaction is not given to you, sulfuric acid is only given to you, we may expect that 100% ionization or dissociation. If only acid is given or only base is given, we assume that acid or base is 100% dissociated. When it 100% dissociated, it gives maximum 2H positive ions. That's why N factor is 2. N factor is 2. That's why equivalent weight is equal to 49. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? So, whenever in this question only acid, only base is given, we have to assume that 100% dissociation. That means maximum number of H plus ions. If according to the given question, only according to the given question, we have to solve according to the given question. According to this question, only 1 H plus replaceable, so N factor is 1. According to this question, 2 H plus ions are replaceable, so here N factor is 2. Are you getting my point? And one more question I am giving to you. Please solve it. One more question. Find the equivalent weight of phosphoric acid in the following reactions. Now I am giving the reactions. Phosphoric acid combined with sodium hydroxide, disodium hydrogen phosphate and water. Second question, phosphoric acid combined with 2NaOH to give, this will be sodium dihydrogen phosphate, this will be disodium hydrogen phosphate. Phosphoric acid combined with 3NaOH to give sodium phosphate. According to the reaction, we have to calculate the equivalent weight. Okay, don't go that phosphoric acid N factor is always 3. Always 3. It is not always correct. Only individually, if the phosphoric acid is given, then we can find that equivalent. We can conclude that equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by N factor, that is 3. But here, reaction, according to the reaction, in this reaction what happens? 3 H plus ions actually it can produce, but only 1 OH minus is present. So 1 H plus combined with 1 OH minus. Okay. So from here to here, number of replaceable, number of exchange H plus ions. How many? 1. That is N factor 1. N factor is 1. From here to here, number of exchangeable H plus ions, how many? Out of 3 H plus ions, only 2 OH minus ions will combine with 2 H plus. So that's why replaceable here 2. So we have N factor is equal to 2. Here 3 H plus ions will combine with 3 OH minus ions according to the equation. So N factor is equal to 3, because from here to here, number of exchangeable or replaceable H plus ions equal to what? 3. In this case, equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight of phosphoric acid 98 by 3. In this case, equivalent weight of the phosphoric acid is equal to 98 by 2. In this case, equivalent weight, molecular weight, both are same. Both are same. Remember, if N factor is 1, N factor is 1, equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight, because equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by N factor. Equivalent weight is equal to what? Molecular weight by N factor. Now, here find the equivalent weight of the following. Number 1, ammonia. Actually, ammonia is a base. Ammonia is a base. How to calculate the equivalent weight of ammonia? Now, in base, the standard definition, how many OH minus ions will produce? Will be no any OH minus ion. In the sense, it has one lone pair of electron. Nitrogen has one lone pair of electron. When it is dissolved in water, it accepts one H plus ion and it will convert it into NH4 plus and OH minus. Are you getting my point? So, what is the N factor of ammonia? 1. N factor of ammonia. Ammonia, actually it will exist as a ammonium hydroxide. It will exist as a what? Ammonium hydroxide. Next. This is a organic compound, hydrazine. How many lone pair of electrons are there? 1. So N factor is equal to 1. Now, in this question, there are 2 nitrogen atoms are there. There are 2 nitrogen atoms are there. So what we expect the N factor? What we expect the N factor? 1 or 2? Generally, students will say N factor is 2, because here also one lone pair, it accepts the 1 H plus, it accepts the 1 more H plus, so that means it has N factor 2. But actually what happens, it accepts first 1 H plus, so NH2 NH3 plus. This hydrogen N factor is only 1. You may have one more doubt. So here nitrogen has also one lone pair. Why it should not abstract the one more H plus so that it will die positive? You see, like charges are very close to each other. So due to strong repulsion between two like charges, it becomes unstable. It becomes what? Unstable. That's why we should not go for second addition of H plus N, only first addition of H plus. Let's suppose we have ethylene diamine. Here what happens? Here one lone pair, here one lone pair. Now this compound has N factor 2 because if H plus accepted here and H plus accepted here, so it becomes NH3 plus CH2, here NH3 plus. Now these two positive charges are far away from each other. That's why we should not consider the electrostatic repulsion. But here strong repulsive forces are present between the two like charges. That's why here N factor, ammonia N factor is 1, hydrogen N factor is 1, ethylene diamine N factor is 2. Okay.